Pear trees, and we're gonna come on in. So the name of the show today, kids, is called Ivermectin Works. And so I don't like doing this, but starting out the show, we're gonna do a little bit of reading real fast, just to help you understand how badly your government and the medical community of the NIH is lying to you. So this virus, launched as a slaughterhouse against the American people by the communists of the world, started in November of 2019. In March of 2020, Dr. Zelenko came up with the hydroxychloroquine protocol with zinc. So to date, there's still no government, U.S. government run trial that mimicked what Dr. Zelenko said in March of 2019. So there's another drug out there called ivermectin, which is even more powerful than hydroxychloroquine and zinc. So ivermectin and zinc and erythromycin. So this ivermectin just destroys the virus, just destroys it, and yet people are dying in America needlessly. It's like a slaughterhouse without reason, unless you're anti-human and you want to see people die. It's the most outrageous thing ever. So I just wanted to show you. I wanted to give you a couple quick things. So this is coming from a place called C19 Studies. The letter C, the number 19 study.com. So if you really want to ruin your weekend, go to C19study.com and look up They've got the clinical trials from around the world for ivermectin and for hydroxychloroquine. So I just want to read real quick. I know this is not fun to read off stuff, so I'm not going to try to make it, but I just want you to understand. So this is from the C19 study. That is an aggregate site for all the studies, okay? 100% of the 42 studies to date report positive effects. Random effects meta-analysis for the early treatment and pooled effects show a reduction of 83%. This is with ivermectin, Ivermectin. Prophylactic use shows a reduction of 89%. Mortality results shows 75% lower mortality. For all treatment delays, 86% lower. 100% of the 21 randomized controlled trials report positive effects with an estimated reduction of 70%. The probability, so here's a good one. All right, you ready? The probability that an ineffective treatment generated results as positive as the 42 studies to date is estimated to be 1 in 4 trillion that ivermectin doesn't work. So the odds that ivermectin doesn't help people is 1 in 4 trillion. Okay? But let me go back to on. This is where you're gonna get a little hot. So just be prepared. You're gonna get you're not gonna like this. All right. So last updated on February 11th, 2021. Ivermectin is a drug that's been around for. Okay, so I'm reading this from the NIH guidelines, the National Institute of Health guidelines. So I'll cut to the chase. So it goes through that ivermectin has been used for decades. Kind of gives you a background of what ivermectin is. It's a safe drug. It's been used for decades by millions of people. Okay, it's used all around the world. The Japanese call it a miracle drug. But this is what the NIH says. So there's a 1 in something trillion chance that ivermectin doesn't help people with COVID, right? And this is C19 study. This is studies from around the world with placebos, with all the data that you need to know that ivermectin works. And I do have one study. There was a study out of Mexico where they used ivermectin, aspirin, and erythromycin. Okay, and I don't even know if they use zinc on this one, but it was 287 people got, 481 got the medicine, 287 were the control. Deaths were down 77% in the people that got the medicine, and the ivermectin and the erythromycin and the aspirin. It was 15 out of 481 people died that had COVID that took ivermectin versus 52 out of 287 that didn't take ivermectin. And the hospital rate was 44 out of 481 had to go in the hospital that took the ivermectin and aspirin. Out of 89 out of the 287 had to go to the hospital that didn't take ivermectin. It's unbelievable. But here's what your government that's supposed to be protecting you from dying from COVID. 500,000 of your fellow citizens have died. And here's what your government that's supposed to be protecting you on February 11th, this was updated on February 11th, 2021, they said, 1 in 1 trillion chance that ivermectin doesn't work. There are insufficient data for the COVID-19 treatment guidelines panel to recommend either for or against the use of ivermectin for the treatment of COVID. Results from adequately powered, well-designed, and so here's what's really gonna piss. Here's what really pisses me off. Are you ready for this? Now listen to this. Listen to this. So we've been in this pandemic since January. Basically, we knew this was coming. So it doesn't take. So you've got a drug that's been out there for decades that people have used safely for decades, right? So they knew at some point in time that ivermectin worked, right? That somebody was getting great results from it, right? And yet, listen to this. So listen to what the NIH has the balls to say about ivermectin. Results from adequately powered, well-designed, and well-conducted clinical trials are needed to provide more specific evidence-based guidance on the role of ivermectin in the treatment of COVID-19. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, people? So, wait a minute. NIH, isn't that what you're supposed to do? Isn't that what you're supposed to do? You've got a drug. How long do you think it takes to start giving people ivermectin and erythromycin and zinc in a clinical trial? It doesn't take long. It takes 3 days. Okay, we've got ivermectin, zinc, set it up, everybody that gets it. It doesn't take long. The drug is safe. It's been used for decades on millions of people, millions of times. It's total insanity. This is, so, 1 in 1 trillion chance that doesn't work. And the NIH, the people that are supposed to design the clinical studies to save our lives, are telling us that we don't have enough clinical study data for ivermectin. It's like catch-22. We can't approve ivermectin. It doesn't have enough clinical studies. But wait a minute. You're the people that do the clinical studies. You've known about ivermectin for almost a year, that it helps save people. Why haven't you designed a clinical study? Well, that's not our problem. It's like, no, it is your problem. That's what you do. Oh, do you not get what the communists are doing? The totalitarians? This is an anti-human. This is they're dehumanizing the earth with this crap. That's what it is. They're dehumanizing the earth. And that's why Cuomo sent those people back into the nursing homes, made it illegal. So it wasn't that Cuomo sent the people back into the nursing homes that knew they had COVID. It was illegal. It was illegal for these nursing homes not to take these patients back in. So listen. So, we always talk about these dilemmas of what's right versus what's legal, right? So you're the director of a nursing home, and you know that your patients, your people in your nursing home are susceptible to the COVID. You figured it out. You figured it out because they've been telling you elderly patients that are comorbid are more likely to die from the COVID than not. So the key is obviously not to let people in your nursing home that have COVID. Here comes an ambulance. It's got a COVID patient in it. Coughing, can't smell, doing terribly, Maybe they had to respirate them. Their oxygen levels down to 60%. And they tell you, you've got to take that patient into your facility. It's a pandemic. You've got no way to take care of this patient. That patient's not going to survive in your nursing home. You know that. And all that patient's going to do is get all your staff sick and all the other people that are in your nursing home sick. But it's the law. It's the law. Governor Cuomo, Governor Whitmer, all these Democrat governors have made it illegal for you not to take that patient back in to your nursing home. What do? What do you do? Because in today's America, you're not a hero. You're not a hero at the St. Louis Post-Dispatch or the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal or PBS or MSNBC or ABC. You're not a hero if you say no and break the law. If you're the director of that nursing home, you're not a hero. You're not a hero if you refuse that person and save all those lives of the people that they've entrusted to you in that nursing home. You're not a hero because they don't make you a hero. Because Google, because YouTube, because Facebook, because Twitter, they won't make you a hero. You know what they'll do to you? They'll crucify you. They'll crucify you for not following Governor Cuomo's orders. Governor Cuomo, the guy the left, the Democrats, and the media, they made a doc. They gave him an Emmy. They gave him a freaking Emmy or whatever, a Golden Globe. They gave him an Emmy as like the greatest Democrat governor ever to stop the COVID. Think about the insanity. Think about the insanity of what these people do. This is a crazy, whacked out world, man. And I will tell you, if you're sane right now in this crazy world, then you're insane. It's like the Catch-22. If you're okay with what the hell these people are doing to us, the American people, then you're not right in the head. Something is wrong with you. When the top priorities of the Democrats and one party is just abortion, and then the governors are sending people back in and turning our nursing homes into death mills with their COVID, and then the NIH has the balls to say that they haven't done enough clinical studies on ivermectin, and it's like, what the hell? What? You could have done the clinical studies 6 months ago. They're in there for a week. What is wrong with us, people? Do you not recognize the insanity of this vaccine? The insanity of everything they're doing and telling to you? It's insane. And you get people, they won't talk about it on 97.1. They won't talk about it on the radio. They talk like everything's okay. Do you follow Dr. Eric Naputi? I'll tell you what, I know it's an uncomfortable place to be. I don't like being here. It's not comfortable. It's not comfortable telling you that your government wants you to die. It's not a good place. Why haven't they done the ivermectin studies? Why? Why not? It's cheap drug. It's a cheap. I'll tell you why they haven't. Because no one's getting rich. Because ivermectin is off patent. It's cheap as hell to make, and it's available for everybody. And no one's making any money. That's it. They're making money off the vaccine. They're making money off scaring you to death. Dr. Garza or Commander Garza, whatever they're calling him. You think Commander Garza gives a shit about your life? You think he doesn't know about ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine and zinc? You don't think that he could? Have you heard him tell people to take ivermectin? No, you haven't, because there's no money. There's no money. They've destroyed our lives. Sam Page, all these bastards. They've destroyed our lives for what? For a lie. For a lie. So they could make some money. So they could have power. So they could scare us. And they still do it every single day. Get back in your cage, Americans. Oh, and then we're gonna go through. I got a really good rant show today. So the kingdom's evolution. We're evolving. We're evolving the wrong way. We better change this thing around. So a couple things before I forget. I want to say tribute to Rush Limbaugh. Oh my gosh, I have loved Rush Limbaugh my whole life. and I don't even know if he's been around my whole life. They say I don't know how long he's been around, but it feels like my whole life, right? So, but Rush Limbaugh's been a rock star, been a stud, and just I've always enjoyed Rush Limbaugh, and he didn't change. Like you can kind of tell, like the people on some of the radio stations here in town over the past few years, they've changed their tune, right? Right. They've all kind of gone pro-state, pro-status, pro-totalitarian, and they kind of like they just don't protest loud enough. Do you know what I'm saying? They don't touch the third rail of the election being stolen. They don't really get into the stolen election. But like, how can you not get into the stolen election? So listen, I think I got kicked off LinkedIn. Shit. Oh man, I think I got kicked off. I was talking about the election. The election stole. They stole the election, and everybody knows they stole the election. But LinkedIn didn't like me. They didn't like me pointing out that the election was stolen, and so I've been in hibernation on LinkedIn, which really sucks because I've got like 16. I had like 16,000 links. I was very well linked. I'm gonna miss. I'll tell you who I'll miss. I'm gonna miss Alina Cuchillo. I think her name was Alina Cuchillo. I think her name was. She's an artist, and she had those beautiful drawings. I'm gonna have to find them. I have to go find her website if I don't get back on LinkedIn. Really pretty, beautiful, great artist. Great artist. Oh my gosh! All right, so listen, we're gonna go back. We're gonna play my new favorite Fleetwood Mac song that I just put on my show. So I think we're gonna play it if I can find it. All right, hold on. Where'd you go? All right, now I've lost my arrow again. What the hell? Hold on, here it is. No, wait. Oh, here it is. All right. So this is my new favorite Fleetwood Mac song. Enjoy it, but I think this is a great song for the day. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. And I probably have to turn up the music so you can hear it. Enjoy. Oh, and I guess I got to turn this off. Why isn't it playing? Oh, I see it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's playing. I don't know what the. You just had it playing. Crazy, man. Ain't making no money out there, huh? That's why they don't promote it.
That's correct. No one's making. Hello, welcome back. So, let's be honest about something right now. You're supposed to have a two-term limit to be president of the United States. So I would tell you right now that Barack Obama is now the president of the United States. That Barack Obama is now using his third term. Barack Obama has set himself up as the continual president of the United States of America, and that basically Joe Biden is just his puppet. And you can see this. I think you can see this in mostly in the Iran policy. I'm going to forget the name of his but Barack Obama was basically very pro-Iran, and so you can see the policies that Biden is doing really are supporting Iran. Really is just Barack Obama. Biden really. Barack Obama is the president. So he's now serving out his third term, which he stole from President Trump. And so many people helped him. So many people. Let's get. I want to get into it just a little bit to remind everybody, because we keep walking into this dark hole. So Sunday, President Trump is going to be at the CPAC, and it's going to be raucous, bold, exciting. Once again, invigorate us all as Americans. But before that, let's talk about Barack Obama. So Valerie Jarrett was a very pro-Iranian. So if you remember, Barack Obama sent Iran billions. So Iran is the #1 terrorist-sponsored nation in the world. They've killed thousands of Americans. They're trying to kill thousands of them in the Middle East, and they're terrible human beings. Just terrible what they do to people. And Barack Obama, if you'll recall, flew airplane loads full of cash over there, released billions of dollars. How he didn't go to jail for any of that, no one knows, right? Giving billions of dollars to terrorists, you would think that you would go to jail for that, but Barack Obama didn't. But Roger Stone did. General Michael Flynn went to jail, but not Barack Obama. Barack Obama sends billions of dollars to terrorists of your money, and General Michael Flynn, an American hero, is the one that is the one that gets charged with the crime, and Roger Stone is the one that goes to jail. I mean, really, people? Really? So anyway, to me, Biden is just really Barack Obama's calling this, and a couple things. So like, Iran killed some Americans. They killed some Americans in Iraq. So what does Obama do? He bombs someplace in Syria, right? He doesn't bomb Iran. Doesn't bomb Iran. He bombed someplace in Syria. Like, wait, well, it was Iran. Why aren't we bombing Iran? If we're going to bomb somebody, let's bomb Iran. They're killing Americans. No, we're not bombing Iran, because Valerie Jarrett and another guy that you probably don't. I don't know if you know who John Brennan is, but he's an Islamic convert who was head of the CIA under Barack Obama. So he's probably, basically they undermined Trump going against Iran, and they've taken down the sanctions. They've re-entered It's just terrible what they're doing with Iran. And they've had South Korea release billions of dollars to the #1 terrorist state in the world. I mean, if you don't have your head in the sand, if you're not an ostrich, you know what's going on right now. You know what this government, this Biden-led, Obama-directed government is doing around the world, and it is undermining freedom all over the world, just creating havoc and hell. It is hard for those of us who love America to understand anybody who would do this, anybody that calls himself an American that would do this, that would tell South Korea to release billions of dollars to a terrorist regime. Why? What is the win? What is the win for you, State Department? But But I will tell you, the State Department did win because they did win because when the State Department went to China, right? When the State Department went to China, Biden's State Department went to China. The Chinese had them all undergo COVID tests. Have you heard about this one? So, just, it's a crazy world, man. If you are sane in this world, you are crazy. Because I'm crazy, but I got to be crazy because it's a crazy world. When you hear this stuff, you think, that just doesn't sound right. So, and I get a lot of this stuff from the Gateway Pundit, and they're going to shut the Gateway Pundit down here soon. You know, these totalitarian fascists are going to shut down the Gateway Pundit because they're not going to let this guy keep on making us laugh so hard. And if you ever get the chance to read the Babylon Bee, that stuff is hilarious, man. The Babylon Bee should do a TV show. I'd watch that every Saturday night. They should do the Saturday Night Babylon Bee TV show because they got some funny sons of guns on that website, man. So here's you ready for my first Saturday Night Live skit? Here's my first Saturday Night Live skit. It's kind of like, so if you've got small children by your screen right now, you probably want to pull them away or turn down the volume a little bit because it's going to get a little vulgar. But I can't help it. It is vulgar, and it is what it is. So the new Biden State Department people go to China and they have to get tested for COVID. The Chinese say, you got to get tested, and I'm sure the Joe Biden State Department understands that, the Chinese, the people that started the virus that killed millions of people, they want you tested before you get in their country. That's a reasonable thing. Even to a conservative, I mean, like, well, they want it to kill us. They don't want us to kill them. I mean, that makes perfect sense. They're more than happy to send people over here to kill us with COVID. But before you go back over there, they want you to be tested. I get it. Okay, but here's the funny part. And I guess it's not funny. I mean, they're Americans, right? So this should upset us. This should make us mad. But the Chinese have an anal applicated COVID test. Yep. I know. You know where I'm going with this? Yep, they did. The Chinese made the Biden State Department people bend over and take the COVID test. And they did it. And they did. And they took down. They did. And they did. And they took it. Can you believe it? I mean, it's so symbolic of everything that Biden and these bastards are in the White House and that stole this election. And I know we don't have to go over it 1,000 times, but there were so many people involved in stealing this election. Facebook was involved in it. This Facebook went out to all the election like in the major blues in like Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Atlanta. Facebook made major donations to the election boards. Why? Because so they would cheat. And they did. So you saw it on video in Atlanta. And so we're not supposed to talk about it. We're not supposed to talk about the Dominion machines, which, by the way, are still in Missouri. And the Republicans in Missouri have done nothing to stop the Dominion machines in Missouri, which is why the hell are they here? Why are we allowing this? They're stealing elections from us now. They're probably going to steal the primary December 3rd. They're probably going to give it to some whacked out communist, racist that's going to just totally destroy the city, the new mayor. Lewis Reed is a reasonable human being. He deserves to be mayor. And but that's not who the Dominion voting machines and the people that run ballots are going to do. They're going to cheat. Once they cheat, they cheat. Once they figure out they can cheat and nobody goes to prison for cheating, and they're in power and control, and there's no morality attached to cheating, right? There's nothing, as long as you win and you're stopping you've got, so you feel like you have some moral, like the ends justify the means, and cheating, no one gets punished for cheating, then who's not going to cheat? Everybody's going to cheat. Everybody's going to cheat. You think they don't know how to cheat in Springfield, Missouri? You think they don't know how to cheat in Hannibal? We all know how to cheat, people. But we have like an oath and honesty that we're not supposed to do that to each other. So in the city of St. Louis or the city of Atlanta or the city of Milwaukee, when the people in those election places cheat, they destroy everything that we are as Americans. It's terrible what they did in Atlanta. It's terrible, just terrible. This shutting down the elections at 3 a.m. and delivering boxes and boxes and boxes of ballots that are all the same. I mean, it's we're not stupid. I mean, they just think we're so stupid. Joe Biden did an update on the COVID, and there were like 700 people that watched it. 700. And he got 80 million votes. No, Joe did not get 80 million votes, man. Joe probably got about 35. No, not 35 million, like 35. Oh, man. All right, so this is some of the I'm calling this the insanity. This is the insanity show. We'll get back to, so like, I don't know what's my time look like here. I have no idea on time. I get on the show, I usually do a really good job with time, but when I get on the show, I have no idea about time. All right, so here we go. So first of all, I started, this is the insanity, 5 minutes of insanity, right? So we're bombing Syria because Iran killed Americans, and then we're telling South Korea to give Iran billions of dollars because Barack Obama is still calling the shots. That's it. Barack Obama is your president. Make no mistake about it. And everything that's happening right now should be nullified because you don't get 3 terms as president. You only get 2. And I think we should call out whoever the powers are and say that Barack Obama cannot be a president again, because that's basically what we have right now. Valerie Jarrett, John Brennan, they're Barack Obama, they're running our country. It's not Joe Biden. He doesn't even know who he is right now. All right, so. Oh, okay, here we go. So I just kind of went through the insanity of the week. So Justice Clarence Thomas, who has been, honestly, truly, in my lifetime, the greatest Supreme Court. And I know, I can't think of the gentleman, the Supreme Court that passed away. I'm sure he was very equally brilliant. But for me, give me Clarence Thomas. Give me Clarence Thomas. To protect my rights as an American, to protect freedom, to protect opportunity, give me Clarence Thomas. So Clarence Thomas had a report that was coming out about how great Clarence Thomas was. They canceled it because it's Black History Month, and we all know that Clarence Thomas can't be black if he's against the party. So they canceled. So they didn't really cancel a black person, a black Supreme Court justice that came from nothing, an orphan black young man that made himself into one of the greatest Supreme Court justices ever in the history of our nation. They canceled his Black History Month report. I think it was, I don't know whether it was on PBS or CBS or wherever it was, but they canceled it. but it wasn't because he's black, you understand. Because he's not black, because he can't be black, because of course he's conservative. So we all know that black people can't be conservative. If they're conservative, they're not black. They're white people who have darker pigmentation, right? Because black people can't be conservative. We all understand that, right? We understand that. All right. So now the next one is, all right. So all these people are against MTG and Marjorie Taylor Greene. They all think she's the most horrible person, and the Democrats just passed this great bill. There is no sex gender. Like, totally, that is where the world ends, right? If we don't know boys are boys and girls are girls, that's where the world ends. When we don't acknowledge that boys can be girls, girls can be boys, men can be women, women can be boys. But there's no they. It's either you're a boy or you're a girl. You can pretend to be something else. You can do other things to your body that physically may at some point in time change you. But there's only two sexes. It's boys and girls. Either you have an outie or you have an innie. It's one or the other. There's no like, I've got something else down there altogether. Oh my gosh. Oh, one or the other, boy or girl. So anyway, but the Democrats and the government and the one worlders and the totalitarians, it's all about just confusing the hell out of people so that we stop populating the earth because they hate human beings. So it's all just about being miserable. They just want us to be miserable. Jesus Christ brings joy into our lives. They want to bring hate and confusion, and it's what the devil does. They want to bring all these wicked things into our world to question everything of who and what we are. Don't buy it. Just don't buy it. So listen. So at the January 6th at the Capitol Stop the Steal rally, that went wrong because there were agitators there from Antifa. And they stole the presidential election from Donald Trump. They stole it. But there was a gentleman there by the name of Jessica Waters, or a woman there by the name of Jessica Waters. She's a trans supporter. So she was a guy that became Jessica Waters, and I don't know how much she's changed physically, whatever's happened there. But she was an oath keeper. And she was a Trump supporter, and she was at the Capitol rally. And she made the mistake. She got a little excited, and she went inside the Capitol building, which she shouldn't have done, which we all agree she shouldn't have done. But get this. They held her naked. They stripped him down, her down. It doesn't matter. They stripped Jessica Waters down. We'll call Jessica her, because that's what she wants to be called. They stripped her down naked for 4 days in a lighted cell that the lights never went out. And they held her there for 4 days. She didn't hurt anybody. She didn't attack anybody. She didn't assault anybody. For 4 days, they stripped her naked. Let me repeat that. They stripped her naked and held her in a cell with the lights on. The lights never went off for 4 days. Now, I don't know if any of you have gone 4 days without sleep. Personally, I've probably gone maybe a day without sleep, where I've done an all-nighter, watched the sun rise, and then maybe had a busy day the next day. So maybe I've gone 24 hours. 4 days. This is torture, right? To be completely naked for 4 days in a lighted cell. So this Jessica Waters, she didn't hurt anybody. She didn't attack anybody. She did go in the Capitol building. She shouldn't have done that. But where's the transgender community? Where's the American people against persecution, against torture? I mean, you don't think that's worse than waterboarding? 4 days with the lights on, you're naked in a cell? Oh. And then, so it's insanity, right? So who orders that? Who orders that to happen? Who? They should go to jail. That's torture. That's torture. That's persecution. The person that ordered that Jessica Watkins be treated like that for 4 days with the lights never going off and her being naked in her cell, that person should go to jail. And the jailer that let that happen should lose his job, her job. Whoever was involved in that should be penalized for what they did to Jessica Watkins. Okay. So, now I want to go back. So Ashley, I'm gonna embarrass myself here because I can't think of her last name. But Ashley, the veteran that got killed going through a window, got shot and killed going through a window. The officer that shot her, we still don't know who that is. Now, whether it was a rightful shooting or not a rightful shooting, people deserve to know everything there is to know when someone gets shot that doesn't have a gun. I mean, she was unarmed. She didn't have a gun. She had a flag. I mean, it wasn't like a spear or a bow and arrow or a hatchet. She had a flag. So this officer did not shoot her in self-defense. I mean, it wasn't like he had no choice but to kill her. So we deserve to know everything there is about Ashley getting killed, right? Nothing. So if this would have been, let's reverse this. There's a riot in Ferguson, and a white police officer shoots a young black man, veteran, that had a Black Lives Matter flag, shoots him. Hell, we don't even have to go. We don't have to go with shoot him. How about this? How about the 4 police officers that all got like dismissed or lost their jobs or whatever because they beat the crap out of a fellow police officer that was undercover at a riot in St. Louis? They didn't know he was a police officer. He wasn't dressed as a police officer, but he was agitating and protesting like the other rioters, and so he probably was doing such a good job that he had got their attention, and they beat the crap out of him, and so all those officers lost their job. But they all had trials. We knew who they were. We went right. We found out immediately. How about the police officers? Is it Minnesota that where the Greg Floyd thing happened? We know who all 4 of those officers are. We know who the guy that had him on his neck. We know all that. So here we are. Police officer shoots Ashley in the Capitol building. She's unarmed. She's not in any state. She's crawling through a window. I haven't seen the video. I have not watched the video. But it wasn't like she was trying to stab him with the flag. So it's ladies and gentlemen, we deserve to know everything there is to know about this officer and the shooting of Ashley. We do. We deserve to know it. We deserve to know it. And why don't we know it? Why don't we know it? What are they covering up? It's insanity. The two systems. These two systems of justice is going to create so much anger, and it's just no one's going to believe it anymore. No one's going to believe in justice in America anymore. It's just going to be fear. It's just going to be power, and that's not what our country is about. It's not what our country is about. It's about justice. Not about persecution, not about racism, but about justice, equal justice under the law. So Ashley is not getting equal justice under the law. So that means that police officer that killed her is we don't know who he is. We don't know what he believed. We don't know why he shot her. If I'm reading some of the testimony, he's lied. He's lied under testimony that he didn't see other police officers there that had guns. Well, there were other police officers there that had guns, and he's looking at them right before he shoots and kills her. So this is not, it's equal justice under the law. And this is just some of the insanity that's going on in our country right now. And then I'm going to finish positive, I promise. I will finish this thing positive. And then this is my last insanity. So here's my last insanity. You ready for this? It really upsets me. So this Capitol Police officer that died, Sticknick, all right, we don't know how he died. We don't know how he died. Somebody put out a lie that he was bludgeoned to death with a fire hydrant. Who did that? So first of all, who said that he got bludgeoned to death by a fire hydrant? Who reported it? Who told somebody that he got bludgeoned to death with a fire hydrant? Who? Who said it? Who was the first person to report it, that he was bludgeoned to death by a fire hydrant? Who was the first person that found Sticknick dead that told somebody else he got bludgeoned to death by a fire hydrant. Because here's the deal. Sticknick died after this was all over. He was in his office texting his brother that he was okay. So how did it turn out that he died later, and yet somebody said he died of a fire hydrant blow to the head? Who does that? Who does that? Except the deep state, right? Except bad people. So, who found Sticknick? Who reported how that he got bludgeoned to death with a fire hydrant? And then also, how did Sticknick die? So Sticknick, if you don't know this, was a Trump supporter. Probably one of the only Capitol Hill police officers that was a Trump supporter. But he was a Trump supporter. So how did he die? Well, we don't know. They burned his body. They cremated the guy. His mother doesn't know how he died. We don't know how he died. It looks like he just collapses, but he could have been poisoned. He could have been poisoned, or he could have been killed. We don't know. They didn't do an autopsy. So what's up with that? So we'll never know how Sticknick died. His mother will never know how Sticknick died. Never know. But somebody said, and told other people that he died by a fire hydrant blow to the head from a Trump supporter, which was an out-and-out lie. Insanity. It's insanity. Who are these people that are telling these lies where truth is such a far bridge for them to come to just to be honest with us and tell us what actually happened? Why? What is so terrible about the truth that we can't have the truth? That we can't know about ivermectin, that we can't know about hydroxychloroquine, that we can't know about zinc, that we can't know about D3. What is so terrible about the truth that these people in leadership, in the media, in the government, in medical care, that they won't tell us the truth? What is so horrible about it? Is it just money? Is it power? Why won't they just be honest with us and tell us the truth? Sunday at CPAC, we're going to hear some truth. Donald Trump will be back. And we cannot let the lie continue to be our future. The kingdom's evolution will not occur if the lie continues to be our future. Because the kingdom cannot evolve under a lie. The kingdom cannot evolve under a lie, right? The kingdom is the truth, the word. And in order for the kingdom to evolve, kingdom's evolution, we need the truth to come back. And we're not getting the truth right now. We are not getting the truth. We are not getting the truth from people. So we're going to come back. We're going to finish on positives. I promise, kind of, sort of. I'm going to try my best to finish on positives. I think I've gone through most of my negatives. So there is positive news on it. I'll try to think about it while the song's playing. While this next song's playing, I'll try to think about it. And we'll have some positives. So let me see. Hold on. Let me get to my fancy schmancy thing. What do you want to hear? What do we want to hear to end the show? Oh, man. All right, there she blows. There it is. How about, we're going to do this one for, we're going to play this one for, in honor of Donald Trump and Sunday. And then we'll come right back and we'll finish the show on some very, very positive notes. I don't know if that's planned or not. Am I back? Yeah, baby, I'm back. All right, so the positives are this. First time in the history of humankind, we really have some wonderful drugs coming in that are going to stop dementia. So Anavex has an awesome drug called blarcamesine, which really could be saving lives right now because it's a sigma-1 agonizer, and sigma-1 ligand agonizers have also been shown to stop and delay COVID. So we could be giving all these old people, all these dementia people, everybody that's 50 years and older, maybe some people like me that don't have the memories that they used to have, we could be giving all of them blarcamesine, which has been proved safe over the past 5-6 years in human clinical trials. So that's a great news. That's the great news. And there's another company called Innovis, which has another great CNS drug. Another company called AC Immune, which appears to have multiple drugs. And another company called Cassava, which also appears to have some wonderful drugs that are kicking ass in clinical trials. So here we are. We're 2021, and we've got this. This is going to be a great year for the elderly in our country. Stay healthy. Look at all the different ways that you can stay healthy. Exercising, I think, for those of us that are older, I think exercising is the thing you really got to stay on top on. You really got to keep that blood flow going and doing things, and you can't let if you start feeling like you really don't want to do anything anymore, you really should go to the doctor and get a shot of B12. Get something, man. You got to get out there. You got to make it happen. Personally, I'm a golfer, so golf to me is how I get out. Golf is how I'm surviving right now because it's so hard for me to exercise. Let's see. Personal notes: had a great meal at Billy G's. Billy G's, we my wife and I had a great dinner there last night. Had a lot of fun. T was our waiter. He did a great job, and had a great steak. And my wife we had great crab cakes. It was a lot of fun. It was good stuff. Let's see what else going on. I think that might be it. And I'll just kind of end the show with this. Free markets. So the Fleetwood Mac I was talking about, tomorrow. It's Christian. It's faith in tomorrow. It's faith in tomorrow, and free markets that made America great. Right? It's faith and excitement about tomorrow, not going back and making things, doing retribution and hate and looking backwards. It was always looking forward, and we had the Constitution of the United States that kind of formed a base, a roadmap, a plan. Like, okay, so as you're moving forward, here are the rules of the game. The U.S. Constitution. So we're all going to agree that the U.S. Constitution is kind of like the rules of the game, and then everybody go out and try to do the best you can to make the world better and make a lot of money and have a great life, right? But that's changed. Now what our government is doing is they've thrown the Constitution away, and they're saying, we're going to go look backwards and retribution. Well, you can't go backwards in retribution, ladies and gentlemen. You can't do it. You can't go back to slavery. How are you going to give back all the lives? There were 500,000 people that died ending slavery, right? They weren't slaves. They were free men and women. They weren't slaves. They died. They gave everything they had to end slavery. How are you going to give them something? How are you going to give all the people that died fighting for the Union Army to end slavery? What did they get? They died. What did they get for compensation for dying in the Civil War? You can't go back and do this crap. It's ridiculous, and everybody should know it. It's like you got to look forward. You can't be a nation of hatred, of retribution, of skin color. We're all the same human beings. You can't go back and say this person did that, so all white people are bad. That never happened when I was growing up. You can never say white people did this or black people did that. Or Hispanic people did this, or Mexicans do this, or Chinese do this. That's racism. That's terrible. That is just terrible. And it is terrible. You can, they're trying, this party, this Democrat party is a communist party. And they're just trying to get us to hate each other and not love each other. They're the anti-God party. They're the anti-human party. And we just have to reject their bullshit. We just have to reject it and love each other, and make this world better. We've got a great map. We've got a great rule book in this Constitution about how to treat each other in the Bible and the Constitution. Those two documents are really all we need in order to move forward and have a great life. But these people that stole the election are not good people. They're not good people. And we've got to run them out of power at every chance we can. We've got to stop the corruption in our election process and then run these people out of power as far and away from any power that we can. We don't need another revolution. We don't need another civil war. We don't need to start killing each other. We just need integrity in the election system, and then we need to run everybody that hates America, that hates human beings. We need to run them out of power, and we need to do it soon. Eric Greitens, come on, man. Come on, Eric. Get rid of Blunt. He is so deep state. All these people make so much money from these foreign interests. And please, Eric Greitens, please get back in this game. Please. We need you, man. You are a great leader, and we need you to get back in there and start fighting again. And I guess that's really all my voice has to talk, so I guess this is a good time to end the show. Plus, I'm already over an hour. But what? We will end it with one great song. How about this one? I like this one. So listen, everybody. Have a great weekend. Sunday, I keep getting texts from all the people that are playing golf. I don't know where the hell we're going to play golf Sunday. I think we're playing over at the Bridges, but it looks like we're going to have a lot of people. So if you're playing at the Bridges Sunday, prepare for a long day on the golf course. There's going to be a lot of people out there. All right, so this is a good one. This one was sent to me by Freddie. Freddie Morrill. Freddie up in, I think he's up in Oregon right now, trying to lay low so the Antifa and Black Lives Matter don't get him. Enjoy the weekend, everybody.